Well, hello there, my beautiful souls. Excuse me. It's so great to be here. It's been a while. You may have wondered why I've gotten lost in the month of February. Well, I had quite a February, and I'm ready to share with you. Oh, I don't even know where to begin. On February 2nd, I decided I needed to go to the doctor. Since December, after having COVID, I felt something was not right with my system, meaning digestive system, using the bathroom as I regularly do. And just something intuitively told me I needed to seek my primary doctor. I'm a very healthy individual, go to the doctor all the time. But I decided on this day I needed to contact my doctor and I needed to go in immediately. So I believe this was February 2nd. My doctor had no issues in telling me to come right in which I did. And he basically put me on something as in suppositories, um, anything to get my digestive tract to be moving along. So I'll go about 4 weeks prior to this. After getting COVID, as I said, I felt like my system wasn't working right. I started just feeling a little different, just thought, oh, I'm just getting older. Maybe my system is just changing. 2 weeks passed, I started seeing blood in my stool and started to concern me. I started researching colon cancer, started seeing that I was having every symptom in the book. So when I went to the doctor, I had it in my head already. I had colon cancer. Anyway, that weekend went along. I did my procedures as my doctor recommended for me to do. But getting thorough with everything, I'm going to be real. I placed a suppository and the pain was unbearable. At that moment, I knew something was just not right. I let the weekend go, consistent pain. I said, I'm going to hold out till Monday, in which my doctor did keep in contact with me and I was sharing with him my symptoms. But I said Monday would be the day that I would make a decision and I would speak with the doctor, in which we did talk. And he said, Ronnie, you need to go into the ER. We need to find out what's going on. So I had no problem with that. I went on a morning run that morning. I was not feeling right at all, but my runs are always what takes me away from everything, my meditations as well. So I did regular morning, called my husband, went into the ER. I was given a CT scan. It went pretty quickly at first. I got into a CT scan. Prior to the CT scan, met with about two doctors. They told me what was going to be moving along. They tested me, gave me a little checkup, in which I won't get so graphic. Then CT scan occurred. Then about an hour later, 3 or 4 doctors walked in. I don't want to get emotional. Excuse me. And they stated they found a large mass in my rectum. Not only was there a large mass in my rectum, but it had spread to the lungs. They did see something was within the lungs, some lesions. They wanted to go further on with testing. At that moment, I knew. I knew already that it was cancer. Nobody could tell me otherwise. I already felt it, sensed it, knew it. Literally, I'm being told this diagnosis that my family walks in 5 minutes later into the ER, not knowing what I was going to slap them with. They were trying to get in contact with me, but my phone just didn't work. And all of my family was just trying to reach out, and my phone was just not working. It was probably best. So my husband walks in with my son, and I have to tell him this news. And of course, he looks at me like I don't even know how he looked at me. But in my mind, I knew my diagnosis. I had shared it with my husband prior to even going to the ER, and he looked at me, oh, Ronnie, you're always diagnosing yourself with something.
Anyway, I was then kept because a colonoscopy was needed immediately. So they wanted me to stay, which of course I did. Colonoscopy was done the following day. I was in the ER for hours. In New York City, you're in the ER for hours. I needed to stay just to get a bed. But at the same time, they wanted to try to clean me out for this colonoscopy, which was a total nightmare, just being in the ER and doing something like this. I refused at first, but I knew I wasn't going to go anyway because there was no way for my system to even move at this point. But I listened to them. I did what I could, stayed in the hospital, got a hospital bed, was placed in the hospital. Next day, colonoscopy was done. And where do I even go from here? Colonoscopy was done, met all the doctors. The doctors looked at me, and when I was waking up from the colonoscopy, and she said, Veronica, which is my full name, she said, Veronica, I see that, as you already know, this looks like it's cancer, which I accepted. I said, okay, let's move along. Let's keep going and seeing what's going on. I was kept in the hospital. I was in the hospital for about a week there. Just wasn't feeling well at all. It's like one thing just went into another thing. So I was in the hospital for about a week. Um, After leaving the hospital, I was to meet my oncology team to find out more. Before leaving the hospital, three or four doctors walked in, and I'm just going, I know this is not looking good. Um, so the cancer I have is metastatic collateral cancer, which basically is cancer that not only is in my rectum but has spread. So literally, I've gone from super healthy to stage 4 cancer. Make a long story short, I had to go meet my oncology team that following Tuesday, in which we did. We decided what we were going to do with chemo. I decided initially I was going to do the pills and do the infusion. We started off with the pills. Not soon after, maybe a couple of days later, went in for my infusion, started chemo. I was just sick. Just, I can't move. I couldn't do anything, couldn't even get out of the bed. And everything is and was just so much harder to do. So I contacted my oncology team, the nurse, and I said, I just can't function. I can't move. I just dragging myself. It was just so sad to see when I'm so used to being so active. The nurse contacted me back. She said, Veronica, I believe you're having an obstruction of your tumor. I said, okay, here we go. So I had to, and she requested ER again. So here we go again, right back to the ER, right back to the long process here, being in New York City, the long ER process. CT CAT scan was done, partial obstruction of the tumor. Oh boy, here we go again. Hospitalized again for another week. And for further testing, having cancer, they test your blood every day. To make a long story short, from the very beginning, my blood test never showed anything to the fact that I had cancer. I was in the hospital for another week, and it was decided that for the partial obstruction, I was to have a stoma surgery. I hope I'm pronouncing all these things right. I'm probably not. This is all brand new to me. So I had surgery. So basically, it's now living with a bag on my stomach because I can't go to the bathroom the other way. Graphic, but guys, this is reality for me now. And if it's for me to use my voice now and having you all go for a colonoscopy, please do. I didn't even think of having one to the age of 50, which I just turned 50 last year. So that was going to be my priority this year. As I said, I'm on everything. I go to the doctor all the time, never knowing or feeling that something was massively wrong with me. I can just think back to 2020 and know that things were changing within myself. And even in my running, as a ultra runner, I had to stop my miles. I stopped racing because I felt that there was a change, but I thought it was my perimenopause. But it's unbelievable. I People that meet me now or come to visit me, as I can't do much right now, are just shocked that by looking at me that I have stage 4 cancer. But guys, I feel like I'm going to beat this. I feel that this is another mountain to climb, but my positivity and my work that I've done within and being here for you guys, I felt that I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. It's not going to be easy. You know, I had to stop the chemo to now recover from the surgery. And what's to say? Lose my thoughts all the time. Starting chemo again, I get my port. If no one knows what a port is put on your upper chest, shoulder area for your chemo. They do blood tests as well. I have that done on the 10th, and chemo starts the 14th. So right now I'm feeling quite well because I'm not on chemo, but I'm tired. I know why my body needs to stop. It's just a whole different being. I literally in the hospital was on no food. They had me in an IV. Um, and I lost tremendous amount of muscle weight. I've gained some weight back. I am eating very well right now, but I've decided for myself and my health, I'm going to go on a specific diet, and which I will keep to myself because everyone has to heal from cancer in their own manner. But just keeping myself strong, keeping my environment right, just changing a couple of things here and there at home, as I need help now. I It's a whole adjustment to everything. And it breaks my heart sometimes because my son is still trying to understand everything and a new dynamic of mom. But otherwise, it blows my mind how you're going in a complete direction, building your enterprise, and then everything just stops. But that's life. And I know that universe has given this to me for a reason. And it's just in me adapting to everything and just persevering forward. And I have a nurse now that comes every week to keep an eye on me. I met her last week for the first time. And she looked at me and she says, looking at you, you would know, you would not think anything's wrong. And she goes, your attitude is so positive. And for me, that's just all the work within. I think everyone around me is having a harder time than me accepting what's going on. The changes that I have to see within me, just, oh, it's unreal, to having to adapt to so many different things. And home is my sanctuary now for a while. That's all I really wanted to say to you guys. I miss you guys so much. I want to continue with the podcast. I just got to get healthy. Like right now, I felt strong. I felt capable of doing this to share with you guys. But I miss it all. I miss you guys. I can't wait to speak with others in the future. There's a doctor right now that I'm following in his direction for cancer. And I hope to have him. Little does he know how he's helping me. Hopefully, have him on the future in this progression of cancer. But I will keep you updated. And I hope to be back in a few weeks, even within the cancer and the chemo, to continue the podcast. I think that would help me a lot. But it's just depending how I feel during chemo. But yeah, guys, went from completely healthy to stage 4 cancer. And the lifespan, they say, is between 9 months to a year and a half, if you could believe that. But as I said, I don't feel my doom. I don't feel my doom. And I'm just going to take care of myself and do what I have to do. And I think that's it. I think I'll leave it there. As I said, all the terms, I'm sorry if I'm not saying them correctly. It's just I'm familiarizing myself with everything at this time. And I think I'll leave it here. Sending you lots of love. Just send me healing prayers. That's all I need right now. Just send me healing, praying, and lots of love. please, guys, get yourselves checked. Even if you're young, get yourselves checked, because I'm doing my research and they're saying the age of this is getting younger and younger. And with just the colonoscopy in itself, if you have anything, they can solve it right during that testing, the procedure. I'll keep you updated. What more can I say? Just keep me in your prayers. I love you guys. Bye bye.